Marylanders are increasingly becoming upset about the lack of housing, not just affordable housing, but housing in general. And they are starting to blame, guess who? The politicians. Maricé, poll after poll expresses the need for more housing, but the legislators, Montgomery County Council, proposed holding landlords to the same standards of consumer protection laws. Won't this just have another effect of reducing the housing investment in the county, as we've heard the rent control laws that went into effect last year are doing?
Well, I mean, as I'm sitting in the spacious amenities in my high-rise apartment in Wheaton, where I pay $2,800 a month, it's actually higher than my mortgage for the house that I own in Rockville. I would say, when it comes to county changes, the fact that at least we have somebody that's advocating for, I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal, Casey. So even though I'm a landlord and I'm also a tenant, I would agree with Kristen on this one. I think when it comes to any kind of retaliation, the landlords should be held to the same standards as merchants, which is what this bill would do.
Well, I understand that, but sometimes you have to look at the negative consequences as well. And as outlined by Adam Pagnucco about 10 days ago, Maryland is considered, and Montgomery County in particular, is considered being redlined by investors, including lenders who don't want to put the money for multiple family housing in Montgomery County because of the type of laws that we're passing. So isn't this a concern to the county officials?
I'm happy to.
I'll let you follow up.
Yeah,
I can follow up or not. But Laurie,
Adam Pagnucco is a friend of mine. He's great, but I think it's we've lost sight of the fact that we have AAA finance ratings in the county. And actually, these associations that represent all of the developers have a really great footing in the county. And so I hear what Adam is saying. I hear your argument, but the reality is another one. I mean, we have high rises being built all over the county.
Well, I do real estate law, and I can tell you that there are landlord protections. I mean, there are tenant protections in the landlord-tenant laws that the county already have in place, and there are civil law protections. So if the landlord is not providing something, there are means and remedies already in the law. But I want to go to Laurie on this. Laurie, it isn't just Montgomery County. I mean, the General Assembly is debating right now what's called the good cause eviction bill, which requires landlords to provide a reason for terminating a tenant's lease at the end of the term. It just seems to me that this is another law that will discourage housing investment in the state and if it doesn't discourage it, it's going to make it more expensive.
Yeah, I believe that. You've got to have a balance. These people are the landlords are owners. They own these buildings and people are renting from them. So owners deserve protections as well as the tenants. So it's discouraging to investors when you have laws like this because they're looking to states that are favorable to landlords, and we're not one of them. A number of states like Texas and Indiana and Colorado and more are considered housing affordability. They're friendly for the landlords. So I think it's important to make it. This is not the good time. This is not a good time to bring something up like this. I can relate to what it's like. We were renting a house before I bought a house, and a neighbor told the landlord that he heard that we were thinking of looking to buy a house. So he said, "Okay, you guys have to be out by the end of your lease." And we had to quickly find a house to buy. So I understand how people feel. So I feel like there needs to be a balance, and I just don't feel like right now is the time to hurt owners of businesses and owners, and landlords. There's too many things happening right now to do this.
Well, I would say, Laurie, to your point of seeking a balance, and I'm also a landlord, and I've actually used the fact that in Maryland you don't need good cause to evict somebody. And what happened in my situation, I'm gonna overshare here, but I think it'll be fun to overshare. I had a housemate who ended up matching on a hookup site with my ex-husband. So I had to kick them both out.
My goodness. Oh my goodness.
And she was from California. And she said, you have to give me good cause. And I said, no, I don't.
Oh, you had good cause.
But that said, I still very much support this effort. Janelle Wilkins is a friend of mine. She's been pushing this bill since she got elected back in, I think, 2018. So it's been quite a while that she's pushing it. But really, I mean, this is really to protect tenants that are being retaliated against by bully landlords. And this law would still allow you to evict somebody for disorderly conduct, engaging in illegal activities, breaching lease terms, of course, and habitually failing to pay rent. So it's not gonna take away the landlord's ability to still kick somebody out for valid reasons. So that said, it's for folks that, like, for example, I mean, just to be able to pay my rent online, I have to pay like a $50 fee. And it's just, it's excruciating. And so I think at the moment that I start to complain, if I'm wrongfully evicted, I mean, that's what the whole purpose of this bill is.
Well, it's a great discussion, and again, I think there are plenty of remedies for tenants to be protected in the existing landlord-tenant structure that we have both in the county and in the state. It'll see whether these two pieces of legislation pass the county and pass the state General Assembly.